My name's Zeo, and welcome once again to another Coffee with Zeo. This is a more free-form, unscripted, podcasty sort of thing that we like to do on the channel around this time each month. Not going to be much in the way of supporting visuals here, so go ahead and put the sucker on in the background while you go do dailies or household chores or whatever it is you do when listening to these things. As always, this is where we discuss the current state of PSO2 NGS, as well as let you know what else I've been up to. So we have a seasonal event, and who knew? It's actually really freaking good right now. I'll say they really stepped things up from the spring event. They really pulled out all the stops here for the anniversary. I guess they learned their lesson from the spring quest and made this thing totally spammable. No triggers, no EQ, none of that. It's quick, it's fun, it gives decent XP, and the potential rewards are pretty nice too. Not only that, the seasonal shop offers some excellent catch-up gear. Now, is it going to be the absolute best of the best, augment-wise? No, but it'll have you sitting pretty when it's time to hit up Kavaris. So this is also a good time to line your pockets with some Meseta. If not now, then definitely later on, especially with a capsule market. Myself, I'll be hanging on to any higher end capsules that I come across for mid-50s gear. Like, I'm not going to be in a rush to slap ability/mastery 3 or even 4 on pieces of gear that I came across not even 2 weeks into the update. That is, unless I get stupid lucky and come across something equivalent to Relic like 2 weeks into the update. That did happen to me a couple weeks into Retam, but that Relic was clean, unfortunately. It did still sell for a nice chunk of money, and I used that money for a relic that I did use. So this begs the million-dollar question. Is this a good time to come back? The answer? Hell yeah. So maybe you're one of those folks who dipped out midway through Alio and you're looking to give the game another shot. This has never been a better time, for reasons that I've already outlined. The obscure weapons are 5-star, and you only need to be level 15 to equip them. And of course I already talked about the armor, so yeah, this has never, ever been a better time to jump back on board. Okay, now the part that everyone's buzzing about over the past week. I guess we can call this Skippergate. Now, as a content creator, I have to approach this with the utmost care so as not to pour kerosene on this dumpster fire. I don't want to be the guy who proliferates misinformation on such a sensitive topic. We already have the state-run corporate media here in the States that does a good enough job with that shit. So why that name? Well, one of the outfits chosen to be added into the game was called Rain Skipper. If you remember, back in the fall, there was that big ban wave, and the artist who created said outfit got caught in that dragnet. I talked about this in the first Coffee video back in September, and who'd have thought we'd be coming full circle. It's a really cool outfit, and you could tell the artist put a lot of time and attention into this thing. Yellow isn't really my color though, so I'll definitely be changing those bits to some shade of red. I don't know what other parts we're going to be able to recolor though. So they were a runner-up with honorable mention, and their design still got picked to be in the game. So the artist was banned for seemingly no apparent rhyme or reason, and they've been trying to get a hold of customer support for the past 6 months. You know, they just want some closure, which is totally understandable. They've handled this whole thing very graciously, so kudos for that. And this has garnered the attention of both the global and Japanese player base. Even MMO Byte talked about it. Now all the legal beagles are like,
well, according to this clause in the terms of service which none of you bothered to read, they can totally do this.
And you know what? They're not wrong. Technically, you can catch a ban for whatever stupid reason they want, but usually it has to be something particularly egregious. Something like flagrant cheating or harassment. And while we'd all like some transparency, technically SEGA isn't obligated to say why they did what they did. It's actually a pretty common practice for these companies to ban people en masse, then say something about it after the fact. Final Fantasy XI has done this, World of Warcraft has done this, Final Fantasy XIV has done this. Now that doesn't mean that innocent people don't get caught up in these dragnets. I'm not speaking to their innocence or guilt here because we only have half the picture. We're not privy to the inside baseball on these decisions here. Now there's another weird wrinkle in this story. There's a Twitter account, probably a bot with 0 followers, posting screenshots of supposed ties to a certain website. Now I guess there's an alliance that allegedly has ties with that website, and they've allegedly been involved in things like stream sniping. Once again, I can't speak to the veracity of any of this or anyone's guilt or innocence here. Again, we don't have the whole story. I still say that's probably a bot. I mean, a good majority of Twitter's user base is bots after all. And that's a part of why Elon Musk might not end up buying the company, but I digress. So yeah, does it suck that this happened? Yes. Should they have picked someone else in light of this? Maybe. That is certainly within their purview as per their contest rules here. They could have easily picked the winners and then checked their accounts to see if they were in good standing or not. Okay, I think I've spent enough time on this icky subject. So what else have I been up to? Well, the anniversary script is more or less done. I'm just putting some final polish on it before I record the voiceover. So I'll be working on that video in between Kavaris related projects. Not gonna lie, I am kinda nervous about this whole thing. When you spend this much time on something, you want it to be the very best it can be. I think you guys might enjoy it though. So what do you guys think? You ready for next month? I sure am. You know how much I love chopping it up with you guys in the comments section and on the streams. Just keep it civil, alright? As always, thank you so much for watching and for the continued support. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, to thine own self be true. Until next time, farewell.